Right, welcome ladies and gents. There's more of this interview. Part 2's up now. So I thought we would take a look at it together. This is the interview with Amber Turd, of course. So again, it's here. I'll enlarge it. We'll get it all sorted out for you. But I mean, this is like actual insanity. Actual insanity. The first one was just a train wreck and a half. I'm sure this will be nothing short of a train wreck as well. Here you go. So, what did you all think of the first one? Let me know if you've, what you thought of it, I guess. And let's take a look at what this one is. What absolute delights are going to be in here, shall we?
Trial between her and Johnny Depp was hard to ignore. Every accusation aired for the world to see, and reaction on social media getting billions of views. Well, after the verdict, largely in favor of Depp, Heard called it a setback for other women who wanted to speak up. And now she says she fears other potential defamation lawsuits from her ex-husband as she looks to move forward.
You wouldn't fear more defamation lawsuits if you shut your mouth. You won't shut up. What are you expecting?
There's a text message where Johnny promises total global humiliation for you. Do you feel like that came true?
What was that? What was that? Look at her. Look at it. What was that?
You. Do you feel like that came true?
I know he promised it. I testified to this. I'm not a good victim, I get it. I'm not a likable victim. I'm not a perfect victim.
You keep saying you're a victim. Like it's been established in court that you're not a victim. Stop it.
But when I testified, I asked the jury to just see me as human and hear his own words, which is a promise to do this. It feels as though he has.
Amber?
Right, so finally she says, yeah, I'm humiliated. The thing is, if you asked the jury just to hear his words, surely they also took a look at your words as well, love. And they were pretty nasty words.
Heard reflecting on the ripple effects of her tumultuous trial with Johnny Depp.
Having been found liable, are you nervous as we are here today about what you can say now?
Of course.
Yeah, you should. You should, because you've already defamed him again.
Took for granted what I assumed was my right to speak.
Oh, you're pleb! Oh, no, my constitution. My First Amendment. You have that right, you absolute reprobate mong. You have the right to do it. You're doing it now. You just do suffer consequences for it. People can't wander around saying N-word this, N-word that, racial slurs. You can't... Well, they can say racial slurs to white people. But my point is, you can't break the law. Right? First Amendment doesn't supersede the law, you utter pleb. Ah!
Do you feel like you could be sued again by him for defamation?
I'm scared that no matter what I do, no matter what I say or how I say it, every step that I take will present another opportunity for this sort of silencing.
But you wouldn't need to be concerned if you just did as you're told. You've been found guilty of defamation. Just shut up. It's simple.
Which is what I guess a defamation lawsuit is meant to do. It's meant to take your voice.
No, it's not. You're so infuriating. How stupid you are. And that PR firm you hired David Shane, the one that's being Me Too'd at the moment, they're not doing a good job because they should have told you not to do this interview because you look even worse.
But Amber is still speaking, just days after a jury stunned many and found the actress defamed Depp in an op-ed where she said she was a public figure representing domestic abuse. The piece, which never mentioned Depp by name, was published 2 years after the couple announced they had settled their divorce.
Life had seemingly moved on, and you decide to write an op-ed. Why did you do that?
Because the op-ed wasn't about my relationship with Johnny.
That's a lie. You testified in court that it was. At least twice. I think there's a third time. You dickhead.
But it alluded to him. It was unmistakable.
You know, what the op-ed...
You literally said it. You literally said it when you took the stand first. Why are you here? Because of an op-ed I wrote about my husband. My ex-husband, Johnny Depp. You literally said it. You dipshit. What is wrong with these people?
It was about was, you know, me loaning my voice to a bigger cultural conversation that we were...
No, it wasn't. You literally said it was about Johnny Depp.
having at the time.
Did you worry? Gosh, I'd love to be a person weighing in on these cultural issues, but that's going to stir this all up again.
I obviously knew it was important for me not to make it about him or...
I mean, you know what I'm going to say.
to do anything like defame him. I had lawyers, teams of lawyers, review all
Well, you should have fired them because they're wrong.
the drafts of this.
When you wrote this op-ed, it was the height of Me Too. Legions of powerful men being canceled, losing their jobs. Did you want that to happen to Johnny Depp?
Of course not.
You literally said, and the systems in place that like support and rally around him and what? You literally called them out.
Of course not. It wasn't about him.
What is wrong with you? You can't even keep your lies straight now.
But the op-ed and the abuse alleged was at the heart of the 6-week trial.
Just pulls his arm back with the phone and throws it at my face. Hit me right in it felt like my eye.
Heard testified that the final straw came after a violent fight in May 2016. 6 days later, she filed for a restraining order, cameras capturing her as she left the courthouse. But Depp's lawyers convinced the jury Heard was lying about the abuse. Police who responded to the 2016 incident testified during the trial that they didn't see any injuries and that Heard declined to file charges.
This was a hoax, is according to his team. Why didn't I cooperate with the police? As I've testified before, and I will stand by until my dying day, I didn't want to cooperate with them. I didn't want this to be out. I didn't want this to be known. I didn't want to cooperate with them because I didn't want this to be, I didn't want to get him in trouble. If it was a hoax, I could have done that.
But 5 days later, you went to court and it came out.
5 days later, I made the decision to stand up for myself and protect myself. You can't get a restraining order in private, which of course I didn't understand then.
But you also kind of can.
Night when the cops were called.
An employee of TMZ testified at court and said that TMZ was tipped off about when you were going to be going to the courthouse and on what side of your face bruises would be apparent. Did you tip off TMZ?
I was going to say, he certainly didn't get tipped off by me or
Did
anyone in my...
anyone you know tip?
Of course you were, yeah. Because remember, Amber Heard doesn't know how to leak stuff, but if she was going to leak stuff, she'd do it in a better way.
Absolutely.
TMZ.
Why would they? No.
You ask no
Why would they? Massive incentive to do that, dickhead.
one to do that.
As I testified to before, it had nothing to do with me.
There are different incidents that you testified to, and the Depp legal team would put up pictures of you publicly right after that or in the days following and saying that why are there no bruises?
Again, it's that thing. If you have bruising, if you have injuries, it's fake. If you don't have any, then you weren't injured.
What I mean, yeah, generally speaking, if you don't have injuries, you're not injured. You know, generally speaking, you know, if you're claiming someone hit you so much in the nose that, you know, it felt like you broke your nose, I mean, you'd have an injury. To the degree that this plebeian was testifying to, you would have injuries. That's not a big brain statement to make. It's like that's normal.
You had promised to donate the $7 million of your divorce settlement to charity. It was revealed at trial that you haven't done so yet. However, they played a tape where you stayed on the air that you have donated it. Do you think that raised questions as to your credibility with the jury?
I made a pledge, and that pledge is made over time by its nature. And
When you say I donated, you know that everybody thinks that you've donated it, not that you've pledged it. So for the jurors sitting there, do you think they felt like that was you getting caught in a lie?
I don't know, because so much of the
I don't know. Yes, love. Definitely getting caught in a lie. 100%.
I feel like so much of the trial was meant to cast aspersions on who I am as a human, my credibility, to call me.
That's the entire point, yeah, defamation, yeah. Show that you're talking nonsense. That is literally the point of the trial, yes. Yes, you're completely right. You're also avoiding the question.
A liar in every way you can. And
That
more.
was the trial. It was a credibility contest.
And
That was it.
This is another one of the examples where if you pull back and you think
Savage Savannah Guthrie.
about it, I shouldn't have to have donated it in an effort to be believed. I shouldn't have had to earmark the entirety of that.
Sorry, no. It's you absolute lousy piece of shit human being. It's because you said you had donated it. That was the question. Because you said you had donated it and you hadn't, do you think that, you know, wrecked your credibility and got caught on a lie in the eyes of the jury? She's like, well, I shouldn't have to. That's your well, I shouldn't have. But you told everyone you did. Just me? Can't just be me.
In order to have
You shouldn't have, but once you said you did.
right, which is where it was intended to go.
Heard says she
I haven't watched this yet, so like I'm saying stuff, and then she's basically said what I'm saying. I'm like, fucking god, good.
still plans to honor that pledge.
How do you see your future now?
I get to be a mom, like, full time, you know, where I'm not having to juggle calls with lawyers.
One day you may want to tell your daughter about this or have to tell your daughter about everything that you've gone through. What would you want to say?
I think
Little baby, whatever. I don't know what the fucking kid's name is. Pudgy mess. All babies are pudgy messes to me. Your mother, she's a tard. She's on OnlyFans. Sauce. Because I done fudged up. That's the conversation.
no matter what, it will mean something. I did the right thing. I did everything I could to stand up for myself and the truth.
Heard and Depp's volatile relationship lasted just 4 years. Depp confirming his engagement to me on Today in 2014.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you excited?
Yeah, very. She's a wonderful girl. She's sharp as a tack. You know, wonderful. You know, Southern belle and sweet as can be, and very good for me. You know.
On the first day of the trial, you issued a statement, and part of the statement said, I still have love for Johnny.
Yes,
Is that still true?
yes,
After everything?
absolutely. Absolutely. I love him. I loved him with all my heart. And I tried the best I could to make a deeply broken relationship work. And I couldn't. I have no bad feelings or ill will towards him at all.
says everything else otherwise.
I know that might be hard to understand, or it might be really easy to understand. If you've just ever loved anyone, it should be easy.
Depp's attorneys have said they do not see the verdict in this case as a setback to victims of domestic violence coming forward. Heard's legal team has said they do plan to appeal this summer.
It's not a setback to anyone, right? Because the thing is in the process of being found to be defamatory, it turns out that obviously people, we've now learned that obviously Johnny Depp was abused, domestic violence, etc. And that's not a setback, is it? That's someone getting justice, a victim getting justice. Oh my God. I'd love to. This woman's utterly insane. Also, ladies and gentlemen, consider checking out my Teespring store. Supporting the channel via this way does go a long way. But also, not only that, you do get to wear some awesome merch. These are one-of-a-kind designs designed for me by my graphic designer. We, of course, have our Clown World line, which is in mugs, hoodies, t-shirts. We've got Space Jeebus. And then for something a little bit different, we, of course, have right down at the bottom right here, we have our Pulsar GTIR. Also, ladies and gentlemen, consider checking out and supporting my second channel, which is Car Nonsense. This is a vlog and car channel. You can find links to this in the description box, along with my Teespring. Please do consider supporting.